we have a quorum. We can call our meeting to an order. Excellent. First order of business, so here. Public comments.
Thank you.
And seeing as there is no one here from the public, and I'll leave these right here. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. We'll move on. No public comment. So, second, approval of July meeting minutes. Thank you, John, for just passing those out.
And before you mention, before you do that,
Yes.
you need to appoint Karen. So.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so for voting reasons, I will appoint Karen. You are officially Laura's position.
Okay.
So yeah, so you can vote now.
Okay, thank you very much.
And your input, of course, always matters, but
Thank you, that's very kind.
you will officially record your vote.
Thank you.
And I apologize if you guys are seeing, I don't know if I got these minutes to both you guys, because I didn't have all the addresses, but I have them now till you guys get set up.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I think you did send them all out.
Did I
think
get
you,
them all?
yep, I think you did.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I didn't have anything to add to or change.
Ma'am, you wanna, Madam,
Madam,
you want a motion to approve the July meeting minutes?
Can I make one
Can I-
statement?
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, I don't think I can.
I don't see, maybe I missed it. I don't see anything. We have talked about a plaque for Sunnycrest.
It is there, so, it is there
Maybe it's on
in
the
the
back.
round table. Yep,
Yeah, D, 8D.
Yep.
Okay. Good, thank you.
yeah, thank you, John, for remembering that, though. It's good. Yep. Okay, does someone want to call for approval of minutes?
Should be one of you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes as written.
Excellent. Second?
and I'll second.
Excellent.
Thank you, thank
Right.
you.
Minutes are approved. Excellent. Okay, so I have our balance. So this is as of June. It's not, so I think the only things that have been in here are, no, this is it. There's nothing else that was added to here. Because I didn't get the complete ones back from Sarah. So we'll have those for our next meeting. But, so we can look at the balance, again, for purposes of thinking about moving forward as we move forward with decisions about the, about trying to get, donations in and also thinking about what we're going to do for the welcome signs.
Okay.
So we can have those budget numbers. The next thing that I wanted to share with you all, so we talked about having a flyer. As Deb Paul was here last time, and she graciously volunteered that we could have a flyer at our at their booth at Owen Home Bank, because we're not doing our own booth. So I created this flyer for us. Now, this is the color version of it. I only printed out one color version of that.
Sure.
But I do have a, let me fold this right there.
Thank you.
I do have a black and white version for everyone else to look at. I haven't cost these out, I haven't priced them, how much it would be to print them, but this would be the idea.
That's great.
I think it's super.
Very clean, clear and crisp.
Yes.
Okay,
Very nice.
great. Yeah, any feedback is welcome, guys. This is, I consider this like the first draft.
Oh, no, it's
I tried to make it, I am sort of a perfectionist, unfortunately, and so sometimes my first drafts take a little bit too much time. I used Canva to create it too, so I think I can, I should be able to, John, I think I've shared with you Canva before
Yep.
too, right? And I think if I share with you guys, anybody can, make changes on it.
Oh, that's great. Very nice.
So,
Excellent.
I gotta be honest with you, I don't really see anything I would particularly change in this.
okay,
Very easy to read, very straightforward,
Mm-hmm.
tells you what we do.
okay,
Absolutely.
great. I think I'm gonna put our committee member names a little bit bigger, if you guys are okay with that.
You're gonna put your name like John Hancock?
Yeah. Until I printed it out, I couldn't really, it
Oh,
was hard to
sure.
see the difference, but yep.
Or you're gonna put DJ?
DJ.
Where are you gonna
Yeah.
put the name bigger?
So if you look on this last page, I have the last
Oh,
chart,
okay.
I have our names on the bottom
Yes.
there. So I'm gonna make them bigger so that it's a little bit easier
Great,
to
very
know
nice.
all of us. And I still have to get the name of the landscaper at Wendy's. I'm not sure of the
Oh.
name of that landscaper. John, do you have that?
I
would Lynn.
can email it to you. It's in one of these things.
Okay.
Yeah, they're actually a subcontractor to all the Wendy's, I guess.
Oh,
So
okay,
they're
okay.
kind of an odd
Yeah,
duck. They're not a
Yeah.
local.
yeah.
Yeah, I get you.
Nice job.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
You've done good.
They're kind of fun to do.
Aw.
It's creative things. Every once in a while, you get to do some creative.
No,
well,
it's
they-
more than once in a while.
Oh.
Will they be in black and white, Joy, or?
Well, no,
Color.
so I think color, I think let's do them
Okay.
in color.
Colours, yes.
How many, so for decisions for that, I think we just need to, think of a number. And these are things that we can leave it, down here at Town Hall.
Sure.
We can leave some up at, DPW office.
Do they have a place at the library for anything like this?
I don't know, but I
Nice.
can tell you, I have an appointment there in a week. So.
Ooh.
Actually, I can see us using this whenever we're trying to explain it. It's sort of
Yeah.
like your elevator pitch on what is
Sure.
Beautify Londonderry.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's good. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Okay.
And if you take it to Staples, you can print them there. I don't know if they'll do the fold for you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm happy,
Okay.
let me do something. Let me fold. I haven't done anything. Happy to fold for you. Happy to do whatever.
All right,
If you
Karen.
want me to
Okay.
bring it to Staples too, I can do that as
Okay,
well.
okay.
A resident folder.
I have to be resident something. Yeah, I'd be happy to get down once a number's established and.
Okay, that'd be wonderful. That would be wonderful. And just so you know, I wonder, I'll forward you the file because I
Okay.
downloaded a file, and so I can forward you the file.
Okay,
So you can have an electronic version.
okay.
Because this is just printed from my printer, I don't
Okay.
know how easily they might want it to go from the computer file, not a printed version.
Okay.
But yeah, what do you all think? How many?
I would say we have other applications, so I would look and see if there's a price break, you know, but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but 250, 300, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking more 200, but I
I was thinking of
250
less in
too.
case we wanted to revise it for
Yeah.
some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but you know, I'm thinking we'll hand out a ton of them at Old Home Days, don't you think? I mean,
Yeah.
for everybody that comes into the green team booth, we'll make sure we
Yeah,
inflict one on them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I can definitely see other applications. It's a real good intro to
It is.
who we are.
Okay,
I see your
great.
point, you know, doing it on a cut, whatever their cutoff is. You know, if you, one more is gonna save us a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
It's worth it.
Right, that's true. That's true.
The only problem is
Okay.
I'm not set up with email yet through the town.
Okay, I
Neither
can,
am I.
because you're not, because,
Yeah.
and I, you know, I can still email your, I forget, what,
My-
your Gmail or
yes,
whatever,
yes,
you're
yes.
at, and so that's not a big deal.
Okay.
So I did speak with, Tristan about that,
Yes.
just last week, and I guess what they had done is they had rolled out everybody who was on the committee, on the committees at the time, on the boards at the
sure.
time, and then they had to go back, they then had to tackle everybody in the town, so it's a different, you know, they're on a different
Okay,
system, and so
Okay.
they've been working with that, and then
Okay.
they're gonna circle back around
Okay,
to
good.
do people who have been added onto the boards.
That brought up a point. My wife had back surgery since the last meeting, and I had an illness. So, and all of a sudden it dawned on me, I hadn't talked to her.
Yeah,
So I went to see her today,
oh,
and she is buried with
yeah, Old Home Day,
homecoming.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
So took my name, she remembered me, and said,
Yeah.
I'll give you a call. She
great,
says it will take about 15 minutes.
yeah.
okay.
So probably it will be next week.
Yep, okay, great, great. Yeah, so she's Kirsten, who's in charge of all, or, you know, helping she's, you know,
Sure.
the face of getting us all on this. She's in charge of Old Homestays, so she is like straight out right now.
I did the same thing today, had to register my car, and I inquired, and the woman, the lovely woman who chatted with me said,
Yeah.
she is so overwhelmed right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll come back.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Good, so hopefully you'll be set up by next week, but,
Okay, great. So in the meantime, of course, you'll want these for at least Saturday, correct?
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, that's fine.
I know, so what I'll do is I will I'll send an email to Deb, and I will to both to you and to Deb, and just to let her know, that you'll be bringing the flyers for the booth, so.
Okay,
So that she knows, and she knows to expect them.
Two things. One is, get your receipt from Staples,
okay,
and then,
Yeah.
we use that form and let her,
Yep.
reimburse the
Yeah.
Sure.
expense for that. So, that's one. And then the other thing, are we going to, have our folks in the green team booth? Is that,
We, you know, they said that we are welcome to if we wanted to, but it's up to any of you all. If you want to spend some time there, I will not have time. I might have time to just pop in and see how things are going, but I will not have time,
I am the
unfortunately.
same way this weekend.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
My problem, I tried to check with him today, and I'm president of a board of an entity, and tentatively we had scheduled for the 17th to do a dry run on a presentation up in Bosquen.
Oh, yeah.
And I called him today and I said, is that still on? And probably it was his day off. And he didn't get back to me, so I would probably know tomorrow. But probably we should talk to this when we're off air on my illness and my
Okay.
problem.
Yep.
I have to cut back,
Yeah.
so I have to be careful. So, well, I don't wanna talk about anything.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fine.
Understand, John. Yep. Understand.
I
Yeah.
can go for a couple hours, and then, because
Okay.
I have to go for one of the other committees for their booth, so.
Oh, okay.
um,
Okay.
So I'm
okay.
gonna be there anyways, Saturday.
Okay.
So, why don't, if you drop, is that the plan, you're gonna drop off the flyers?
Absolutely.
Or you wanna give them to me and I'll
Can
put
I give them
it-
to you, John?
Yeah,
I don't know how
absolutely.
early you're going though.
No, I have to
Okay.
be there fairly early, so.
What is the time, what is the time?
What I'm hearing is like 11 to 3, 11 to 4, something like that.
The parade starts at 10:15. So I think usually
Okay.
people, you know, are coming to the booths after the parade, which would
Okay.
be,
Yeah.
which would be around 11,
Right.
so, yeah.
Okay.
And Green Team will
Yeah.
set up their own booth and we're just going in with
Sure.
lots of
Yeah.
flyers, so it's-
Okay.
we have no big setup and stuff.
So you're looking between 2 and 2:50, it sounds like, wherever the break-off point is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And yes, Karen, you know, you've been my house, so you can
Yes, I
just,
know exactly where you are.
just
Okay.
drop them to my house and I'll bring them with and get them there early and then, that works out good because I have to, the other guys wanna know what time I'm gonna be in that booth, so.
Okay.
Do you know when you're gonna be there?
I'll be there early because I have the flyers, so I'll be there like at 11,
And you would be there for, how long do you?
a couple hours maybe.
Okay, and it goes to what, 4, maybe 4:30?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people, you know, tend to start mingling out around
Yeah.
2, so I think that, you know, that's when it starts dwindling, but, yeah.
Everything would
Officially.
depend upon if we do this presentation on Saturday. If that isn't done, I might be able to
Oh.
come for a little bit. I just have to watch myself.
Okay,
No, sure,
sure.
that's fine.
Yep.
That's why I asked you what time you would be there.
So John, if I drop those off, say 10, is that okay? Or
Yeah,
earlier?
whenever.
Okay.
Any time during the week or whenever it works for you. Okay.
It probably won't be Saturday morning with my week this week, so
That's fine.
if that's okay with you.
That's fine. And I'll wear my Beautify Londonderry yellow
There you
and
Excellent.
get all dressed up.
Excellent.
And you will be
No.
beautiful.
I know.
You will look great. Oh, hope it's not too hot for you.
Yep.
No, I think it's gonna be fine.
I think it's just supposed to be average for the month this week.
Yeah,
Average temperature,
Yeah.
mid-80s, low
yeah,
80s.
which is very nice. And the
Which would be
humidity is way down from where
Yes,
it was last week.
finally.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's been lovely.
Yeah.
Finally, he's right.
All right, excellent. Next on the agenda are fall cleanup. So we haven't really talked about this yet entirely. Do we want to continue doing one date again this fall? If so, you know, I anticipate probably only 2 of us need to be there at that, you know, at Matthew Thornton. So it wouldn't require, you know, full committee participation for
Sure,
this.
sure.
But my feeling is that it would be good to offer a fall date again. Just, I think people, you know, are starting to look for it. You know, I get a sense, I mean, at least, you know, Dennis has been at town council talking about the trash on the roads, and, you know, which, you know, unfortunately, I wish we had a different answer, but at this point, I think it would be great for us to still maintain having that fall and spring dates for the cleanup. Now that we've started it last couple of years.
I would agree with you.
Okay,
Since we used to do 3 in the spring and now we've cut back to 1,
yep,
maybe it makes sense, you know, to do 1 good cleanup in the spring and then 1 in the fall.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
at least we're hitting it 2 different times.
Right.
Instead of boom, 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 and that's it for the year.
right,
Yeah.
right. Okay, so that being said, good. So we've done it in October. The Saturdays in October are the 5th, 12th, 19th, 26th. The 12th is the Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, long weekend. I would most probably be out that weekend for soccer tournaments. Or it would be, you know, it would be harder for me to do.
Sure.
Not saying I couldn't do it, but and, people might go away. I don't know if they do or not.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
remember.
Is that, you're talking about?
Columbus Day.
Columbus Day weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long weekend,
Yeah,
so.
yeah, it's a
Vacation.
3-day weekend.
So the 5th, then is okay. We could push it back to to September, too, which would the last weekend in September, that last Saturday would be the 28th of September.
Just from
So,
a
I don't know.
cold standpoint, or cooler temperatures, and maybe the foliage is starting to yellow or whatever, I'm
Mhm.
thinking late October makes sense to me. but-
Okay, yeah,
But, just like your springtime dates have been phenomenal, they've been perfect because it's just before the
Right.
growth starts to take off.
yep,
So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if for fall, late October?
19th? You think
Yeah,
it's
at
19th?
least the 19th,
Yep.
yeah. I mean,
Yep.
we've had some warm falls too lately, I don't know, and
true.
I'm
You never
thinking,
know.
I mean, I'm just thinking of the foliage, cause a lot of it's buried in the foliage right now.
Yep, yep.
That just makes
Right.
sense to me, but I'm not sure that makes sense to everybody else.
What would we do for a rain date?
Ooh.
We'd probably push it back to the next weekend.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if we had it on the 19th, if the 19th was our date, we could push it back to the 26th, and then that wouldn't get,
Right,
that wouldn't get into
Sure.
November.
sure.
So,
You
yeah.
know, I'm
Your
just
thoughts,
looking,
John?
in 22, we did it on October 8th.
We did, okay.
And then having problem finding last year's.
I don't know if did you do a fall cleanup?
We did.
Oh, you did,
Yeah,
okay,
we
maybe
did,
that's when
yeah.
I was
Well,
traveling.
we did the, that's a Bosch cleanup. I know it was in October last year, but
Yeah.
I just can't see it. The only concern I have with getting too late in the year is you're competing with leaves on the ground sometimes on ground
That's
pickups.
That's true.
Mhm.
What about football games?
Yeah, you could.
Well, yeah, so their schedule is probably out, actually. Well, I don't know,
Cause
When does their
usually
schedule
Friday night.
it's usually Friday night, but, there's that Pinkerton weekend.
Yeah. Mac Plaque.
Yeah, Mac weekend.
Yeah, right, that's a biggie.
Yes, so, ooh, that's a great point. Yeah, 'cause the games are usually on Friday night, but, all right, they don't,
People will be too tired to come out Saturday morning.
athletics.
They might be. They might
I
say,
know.
oh, no, I can't do this.
Fall 24, 25.
October,
they do have
October
games.
14th last year we did.
Oh, okay.
Really? Was that Columbus Day weekend? Must have been.
I don't know. Sometimes
Must
it
have
falls
been.
around the 9th, 10th, too.
It's usually,
Okay, their Pinkerton game is the 28th of September.
No, it was the
Um,
week after.
Okay.
Oh, it was the 9th.
So I think we're fine if we're in October. We would not hit
Okay.
Mac Black weekend. So, and
19th
their,
and 26th.
yeah, their games on Fridays, so, Nashua North and Wyndham. On that Friday night, so I think either one of those is fine as far as like not conflicting with a football game.
Okay.
I would.
Not that there's
say
not other
the
sports.
19th for the Prime Day and the following week
Okay.
in case of rain.
Okay,
So 19th to the 26th is back up.
Yep.
yeah.
October.
And so what are the things that have to be done? We have, Matthew Thornton will start there as always,
Yep.
and we'll have to get to school.
9 o'clock.
9 to 12?
Yeah.
Yep, that's fine. Do we want to do thank yous? We want to do just something as simple as a sticker, you know, nothing really too major.
I talked to Kelly Hicks, and I thanked her. She says, I talked to someone at the football team. She says, well, it's got to be you. And I said, I really thank you. How did it work out? She said, I don't know. I said, do you know how many people they had? And she said, I don't know for certain. Did they come inside and all this kind of stuff? And I said, what are you thinking about, like, next year? And I said, would you want to do the same thing? Or would you want us to help participate
Mhm.
in some way?
Mhm.
That we would pay part of it and they would pay part of it. So I left that thought with her.
Okay, yep.
So I guess you're not planning on doing the ice cream for October?
I don't think so.
No, it's
I think it
cooler,
would be,
they're not
Yeah.
really.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
could we do something as simple as maybe get Max or maybe even Sunnycrest to donate 100 apples, because that, just hand out apples, maybe something easy like that,
Yeah.
yeah?
What if
Nice
we
idea.
bought them?
Mm-hmm.
I think that what they did this year was.
Right,
No,
yeah, oh, you're right, I wouldn't, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
we-
request of Sunnycrest
No.
again, for sure.
Particularly if they're
but you're
thinking about
right
ice
that-
cream for next year.
yeah.
I think
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
huge.
Maybe
So-
Max would donate some
Mhm.
apples.
Mhm.
Maybe,
Mhm.
maybe, we can.
Apples, some apple cider maybe, or if we could do, you know, like you said, we'd pay half of it if they were
Mhm.
willing to just donate, so, okay.
Okay.
Who wants to approach Max?
I'm a Sunnycrest guy.
I'd be honest with you, I don't know anybody over there, but I don't have an issue with going over and asking.
John, we're so glad you volunteer for these things.
Oh, well, that's easy. And besides, while I'm there, I'll buy, you know, some
There you go.
fattening stuff. Max, so
What are you gonna-
we're thinking like 100 apples maybe, or, I mean, if we ever
Yeah,
get that many,
max.
then.
Yeah, max. I mean, I think we had probably 30 people last year, maybe if that. No, I don't even remember.
Okay.
I'd have to go back and look at the numbers, but yeah.
Yep.
Okay, great.
Hmm. Yeah, it would be nice to have this there too.
And we can think about it, because there's plenty of time, but we
Yep.
might also want to set up something, a raffle or something to fundraise, something
Yeah.
easy.
Excellent. Sponsor road updates, John.
I spoke with 3 of the 4 folks about their fall cleanups and
Yeah.
the sponsor road program, and those 3 seem good to go. Bosch wanted to coordinate a little bit with us now that we have the dates on our fall cleanup. They like to kind of run theirs around the same time.
Yep.
So other than that, and nothing, I have nothing on new folks. I haven't worked on that at all.
Okay.
I love those signs. They're really nice.
Yeah. I still have to go capture the one for the company that left town, but it's up on the north end of town. I
Yeah.
just have to get
Oh.
up there.
Is that going to require you digging it out? Is that a?
No, I think I can leave the sign and the beautify part
Yep.
in. I'll just take the echo part.
Oh, yep.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just,
Okay.
and then we have it as a show and tell.
Yeah,
Sure.
Yep.
you
good
know,
idea.
for
Yeah.
Yeah.
bring it at shows and stuff, so.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. Okay, sponsor spot update. I emailed with Beth and Shelby last week. Shelby was gonna check and see what was happening. I think she went into school last Friday. She was gonna check and see what was happening, and she didn't follow up with me, and I have not had a chance. I forgot to reach back out to her. So I'm not sure if we can actually get back there. Karen, have you been?
Yes, so you're speaking
Yep.
of South School?
South School,
Okay.
yep.
So Beth was kind enough to meet me out there, and we walked around back. I had no idea what this.
Right, what it
I
looked
didn't
like,
really
yeah.
understand it, so we went around
Yeah.
back, and she showed it. I was very surprised at the scope of the work
Work.
that needs to be done.
Mhm.
Because she kept walking, I said, it really goes the whole length of the
Goes
building.
the whole length, yeah.
So I said, my goodness, I said, I think we could be here for a couple of days and not make a dent. I don't know. It's just, and then what do you do with what you work on? You know, if you're trimming and so forth. So I just said, Beth, you know, I don't know. I think this is not what I was expecting. And, but it was, you know, I've never been behind the school before.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, is there a possibility, you know, just throwing this out here, that a landscaping company could come in and gain
So-
control of what's going on?
Yeah,
and
but that's
then-
right. I mean, that's the school's responsibility
Yes.
to do. It's not ours. You know, when we had approached them, it was kind of, Laura was working at the school at the time, and
Okay.
you know, trying to kind of coordinate with them, but it was really there was only a couple of us, Beautify Londonderry, and you know, there was really nobody who had come out and helped.
Sure.
So you know, we were trying to make it that we will help kind of get it started, and then you can maintain. You know, you can
Sure.
maintain, but in the idea that it was a partnership. But I think it was overwhelming to people at the school too.
Sure, of course.
So that's my take on that.
Okay.
I do think that, you know, it can be made a little bit nicer with just some spreading some wood chips and putting more wood chips down. And there's, you know, the team, when they were out there, did a good job on, you know, starting to tackle the weeding, but it really
Sure.
does need, it needs consistent time out there. And I don't think the school has money to pay for a landscaping.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Don't you? I don't know, because you're in a school situation, so you know the politics and everything else on it. But you would think something like this, whether the PTA or PTO, whatever they call themselves, that they could ask for volunteers with parents
Right.
that go to have kids in that school to do these things.
Yeah.
I would think that would be the best way to do it, unless you hired someone professionally
Right.
to look for volunteers. From
So
parents.
we had put it out when Laura was at the school. She had put it out on the Facebook page, and there was a parent volunteer who came to help, but there was not much response. There was not a whole lot of response.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
And you know, it could be too that it just needs to build over time. But you know, when Laura left the school, I think there was that connection was
There was-
broken.
It was
Lost.
broken.
Yeah.
And so I'm hoping is with Shelby there
Okay.
now, you know, maybe we
Okay.
can just reignite that, and if she can be a voice on the parent teacher meeting side, and just, you know, really be able to put out there what the need is, then hopefully people will be willing to help.
So what do you see is our position in this? Where do we get involved?
Well, we were just trying to kind of help them get kick-started with it. And that was really it. And what we're really trying to do with these types of projects is just be money and not be volunteer time. And say, you know, if you need a couple of native bushes, you need a couple of perennials
Okay.
to plant, then let's plant.
Be able to help.
Also being kind of liaisons with, green team expertise. So, as Deb said, that she and another member of the green team, Martha, were there for a couple of times helping. And there's some expertise with Master Gardener information, that they have that Master Gardener
Right,
expertise. And
right.
so they helped out with that.
Right.
So there were other, we've put in time, multiple times going over there, multiple hours every time going over there. It's a big project.
It is a big
And
project.
because there's been no other buy-in from the school until this
Exactly.
point, I think it's been really kind of,
And that's what I said to
hard.
Beth, I really wouldn't know what is a weed here and what is something we shouldn't touch or just,
yeah.
in,
So, and that's part of the problem too, is there was no real master list left.
okay,
So so Marge is really the one who is she's also on the Conservation Commission. I think she's a chair of
Yeah,
Conservation
she is.
Commission.
Mm.
She is a master gardener, and so she, points out what everything
Sure.
is.
sure,
But there was never a planting list, so
Okay.
maybe that's something that we can help with in the next couple of weeks before school starts. Is here's what's here, here's what you need to keep, here's what you need to take out. But I can be that person, but it just we need time, and we
Yeah.
need somebody from the school who can be that person who's going to be the link.
Sure.
Um,
Yeah, there's a lot of overgrowth, so,
And so Shelby, she's in charge of, so that's Beth's daughter, John's daughter-in-law.
yeah,
She's in charge of the, container vegetable garden area
Yes,
with her
okay.
kids. So she's also got that added part, which is,
right, a lot.
so it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot in addition to all of the other things that
Sure,
these teachers
sure.
need to be doing. So really, it would be awesome if parents could be helping out. Really kind of getting a lot of, because it's an awesome space. It would be a great space for kids.
Oh, definitely, I
but,
could see,
yeah.
the patio blocks, and there was a table, there was a picnic table, and it could be just lovely.
Okay, you're in a different school situation altogether. What happens with them as far as these kind of activities? Are those budgeted items?
So our landscaping in front of the building at Timberlane is a budgeted item.
Just the front?
There's nothing like what they have at South School. That's not something. They did raise money. South School does have an inner courtyard, and they raised money to get a landscaper to come in to tackle that.
Oh, okay.
But it was a specific fundraiser
Sure.
for that project.
Okay,
So
yeah,
You almost, if it wasn't budgeted through the school, that something like that would probably be, if they could, have some kind of a program to promote that, to either a fundraiser or just have, people volunteer with money to hire someone to do it,
I know it.
and then it would get done.
yeah.
Because volunteers in these times are very difficult to get.
Right, and as I was, as we all know, we have both working parents, and there's little
That's
time in
it.
there getting them
it.
to sports, and then the day
Yep.
goes by so
Yep.
quickly, and
There's nothing left.
Yeah.
there's
Nothing left. That
Right.
would be probably the best thing, either budgeted or some kind of a program to promote it, and then people volunteer, or they have a bake sale, or whatever they do.
You know what, maybe we could talk to somebody like Shady Hill, not to put the bite on them again, but to get them to look at and give us some numbers on what it would
Yeah,
take to come in and do the whole
Mm,
thing.
yeah.
mm.
And then you could set a fundraising target, and we could maybe get with Shelby and perhaps the PTA over there in doing some sort of fundraising event to raise money to hire the contractor, depending on what the numbers look like.
Yeah.
You know, that way, you know, if we know what we're talking about, we can see, you know, what kind of fundraiser maybe we wanna do. And we would do it in conjunction with perhaps the PTA or the school,
Right.
or
Mhm.
come up with a
Yeah.
name for that
Mhm.
area.
Mhm.
Or we could give a donation.
Right, and yes, but we also, yeah, we need to do a fundraiser also to get the money to give it a donation specifically to them. So either way, it would be a raising of funds for that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep. Okay.
And is part of that garden, or is it a pollinating garden?
It is. So there's, so part of it is there's, you know, it's a monarch way station, and so there are specific things that need to be in there.
Sure.
And to, you know,
Okay.
to create a monarch way station. I almost bought, I may go by tomorrow. I'll talk with Shady Hill tomorrow, because I'm gonna go over there. They do have native plants there right now. I bought a couple from my garden, and there's a couple of things that I see that could be good for purchasing for South School.
Okay.
So I may actually just purchase them for a donation. And the trick is, when can we get there? When can they go
Right.
in? How can, you know, the problem is things need to be watered. And things need to be taken care of, especially where they're first established.
Sure.
After that first year, the type of plants that you plant, you do want to plant things that are going to establish themselves,
Perennials.
and you won't have to, right?
Right,
You know,
right.
you really won't have to take care of them.
Sure.
And so those are the kinds of things that I've found that are there right
Sure.
now.
Sure.
But
Of course.
but you know, there's some blueberry bushes that are planted out there that would be wonderful, but I think that in the summer months when it's super hot, it does need to be watered every once in a while.
Mhm.
And what did they plant blueberry bushes for?
So again, I'm not entirely sure. It seems like every little area had a different kind of theme to it. But there are a couple blueberry bushes that were planted in that
Birds
large
love
area.
them.
What's that?
The birds love them.
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Yeah, the birds got on
I
them.
think I showed you, that's the water tank that
Yeah.
they put in
Yeah.
over at
Moose Hill?
Moose Hill.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
by the
Yes.
thing, and it's basically sitting on a deck of pallets, and then I guess there's an agreement with the fire department that occasionally they'll come
They'll
and fill
fill
it,
it.
and then
Okay.
there's a tap or faucet off the side of it
Okay.
that they can use to water, and so that maybe that's an idea.
And if it
Sure.
rains, it's open, so the rain goes in there too.
I don't know that. I couldn't tell because I couldn't see on top of it. But I think the fire department fills that thing for them.
Well,
Okay.
that could probably be kept full with the school, right?
If you can reach water there.
Yeah, and there is you know, there is a faucet for hoses outside. The problem is that, you know, when volunteers go out over there, it's just not necessarily school hours, or
Oh, right.
you know,
Exactly.
the janitorial staff, like they're
Right.
doing other things, right? And it's and
Yeah.
you know, you hate
Of
to
course.
bother them to
Turn on the water.
turn on the
Mm.
oh guys, can you turn on the water for me? So having this might be like, oh, once a week, you know, can we just make sure that we just get this topped off,
Mhm.
and then volunteers could go anytime.
So
Yeah,
who
it's a great
paid for
idea.
that?
That's a green team project.
They
Oh,
raised,
Green Team,
yeah, the Green
okay.
Team raised money for that. All right, 6:45.
Kristen,
Yes, yeah.
So the
Okay,
action
so-
step is here, you'll talk to Shady Hill.
Action step, I'll talk to Shady Hill. I will get back in touch with Shelby and see what her thoughts are on next steps as
That
far
would
as
be good.
school needs.
Do they wanna come on board? Do they wanna move with us? 'Cause
Yeah.
we can't do it by ourselves.
No.
That is correct.
Okay, all right, town welcome signs.
I have
Come
nothing
on.
new on that.
You have nothing new? Okay. A round table discussion, what I forgot to put onto the agenda here is thinking about our fundraising. So thinking about raising funds. So maybe we should, talk about that a little bit more here in our round table time.
I owe a fundraising letter for the big guys.
Yep.
We had talked about that.
Okay.
And I've got a draft of something, but it's not ready for
Okay.
prime time yet. And so that might be something aimed at them. And again, maybe following up on Ron's idea of if we're fundraising towards the Welcome
Yeah.
to Londonderry sign, maybe we're trying to shoot for half the amount and then see if we can get, if we raise that successfully, then go to
Put it
the
in a
town.
warrant article.
Then see if we can possibly make a warrant
Yeah.
article thing, but, I had my, chief editor and spouse review what I wrote the other day. She said it was crap, so we have to.
Justin may also be able to edit it for you a little bit too, right? He might not be as harsh as. I know I'm pretty harsh too when I have to edit things. In fact, Chris doesn't even show me things anymore.
Too many red marks all over it.
Yes.
You know what? When I get red marks, I consider that a plus. Usually I get little torn up pieces of paper thrown at me.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm putting down my action item is I need to talk to Justin about getting the time frame for putting together stuff for warrant article. Okay.
Did we come up with a value? Did we come up with an amount?
Yeah. Yes, John, you have that amount. It's 20,000
a
something,
little over
right?
$20,000.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what we're looking at now.
Yeah.
Total, we're gonna,
That would be all 5 signs, if we did rehab on all 5.
we're talking about trying to raise 10,000?
We're trying to raise half of that.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah.
So, we've got a challenge there, so.
Boy.
We just did one of the things that is very popular for fundraisers are a calendar raffles. I don't know how we would market that kind of thing. Let me see. So we just raised, so for example, for our swim team, it was summer swim. It was a shorter calendar. And so because we did it during the Olympics, and so we picked a winner every Olympic. You sell tickets for $10 each, and people are entered for winning, a certain amount every day. And so we had like a bronze, silver, and gold levels of winning, 50, 75, 150. And so they picked somebody every day. I think the money that was given out was, $2,000 total or something. But they raised, so the total they were raised was a little over $8,000.
Oh, wow.
So now there are, probably 50 swimmers who sold tickets to their family and friends. I don't know how many of those swimmers sold tickets, but we, for example, I put it on Facebook. Within a couple hours, I had 28 tickets sold.
Wow.
So that's the kind of thing that it's easy for people to, say I'm in for. There's always the chance that they'll win money back, so it's good. It's going to a good cause, so they feel good about, the giving.
Sure.
So if there's something like that we could think about for going out to the public, on top of, we might, fundraiser letter that's more geared towards the businesses side of things.
Did the swimmers go door to door? Is that what they did, or?
Oh, my swimmer had nothing to do with this. I made him sign his name to every ticket that we gave to the, to be drawn. But yeah, no, my swimmer had no. Like I literally put it on Facebook, and I had 28 tickets sold.
That might be interesting. And we have, I think, Joy.
We're scheduled for a meeting in here tonight.
Yes,
You guys,
we are almost done. Yeah, we are almost done. Beautify Londonderry.
I'm early.
You're
I'm
early.
always early.
Okay.
So, no problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was gonna find another place. but-
Oh yeah, nope, we'll be out. We'll be out.
We have, I think, a mailing list, right?
We do.
Okay,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
that might be interesting.
Yeah.
So I would suggest to you, maybe the step would be, who did your swimmers go to get all the calendar information and pull all the details together for that, and
Yeah.
how did that work?
There's a parent advisory board, and so they put together they put together the calendar, they put together the timing of, pulling the raffles.
Wonderful.
And so,
Sure.
those parent volunteers were the ones who did all of that legwork. And so the swim team does have a Venmo. The parent advisory board has a Venmo account, and that made it really easy
Sure.
to get into. I think we had talked to Justin about maybe doing.
I think he's got one now,
yeah.
either Venmo or PayPal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would make it a little easier for
Okay.
people to
Yeah.
to pay into.
Cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So we can
Are
think
you
about.
talking about going to like the road sponsor people and asking them for
The
a
who?
donation?
To the who?
The road sponsor people, the ones where we have the signs up?
Oh, I would definitely go to them with
Yeah.
that, but also we had, Ron Dunn had talked about, we have some new businesses coming to town.
Yeah.
Particularly with the Welcome to Londonderry thing, maybe we can get somebody.
I think particularly with the sign that makes the town more attractive
Mm-hmm.
and bringing people there, I think there might be
Yeah.
more interest in it than we think.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because we want to promote the town, and the first thing they see is that sign.
Yeah.
And if it looks nice and it's acceptable,
Yeah.
and we have the plants around it, and it's well taken care of,
Yeah.
that says a lot for the town.
Yes, it does. Absolutely. The signs are beautiful.
Yeah.
They're very pretty.
They are.
But they need maintenance, like
Yes, they
everything
do.
else.
Yeah.
Particularly, I saw there was some I don't know, it was VFW or somebody's ceremony up at the north sign on North Mammoth Road. It was like Purple Heart or some ceremony. Just recently, I haven't been up to look. They supposedly put something up in that area,
Oh.
but that's the worst sign of the bunch.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the one that's really bad. So
Now, correct my thinking, is the sign still there at Wendy's?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I go by there. Where is it?
Yeah.
you got to go into the Wendy's parking lot. So.
Thank you.
All right. Is there anything else for a roundtable, guys?
I have one thing.
Wonderful.
We had discussed the station for do-it-yourself,
Library.
Beautify Londonderry.
Yeah.
Here's where we're
Wow.
at right now, okay?
That's fantastic.
That is set up in my basement
Oh,
right
that
now,
looks
Yeah.
lovely.
okay?
Yeah, that's
Look at that.
fantastic. Oh yeah.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have an appointment on the 22nd
At the
Okay.
library?
with
Oh.
Erin over at the library.
Okay.
And best case, we get to put up, well, best case, she
Oh,
says she likes
absolutely.
everything.
I'm sorry.
And we put up the whole display. Worst case, they have a
Awesome.
thing, I think she called it the Registry of Odd Items. And it's literally something like that. And they have things that you wouldn't think a library would have, like basketballs and
Oh.
DVD players
Oh.
and the cornhole game and
Oh.
a bunch of
Huh.
odd things, okay?
Yeah.
And she said, worst case, we could look at maybe.
Yep.
bringing in, you know, the different items here and registering, and then we could promote that they're there in the library. And then what I would do is with this thing, I would come and talk to them about putting one of this over in town hall, right here,
Okay.
okay?
Okay,
So-
excellent,
We
okay.
have an instruction book to tell people what they need to do.
I was thinking more about a clipboard where they would sign in and would have the
Oh,
instructions
okay.
on it,
'Cause
that we
that
can
needs to
hang
be
on
there.
it. And this thing on the bottom here, I don't
That's
remember
neat
if
though, it's nice.
I don't remember if that's the towns or not, but for extra supplies, because if we put this up someplace, we'll have to come up with some sort of schedule to just check it
Sure.
periodically,
Of
make
course.
sure it's in
Sure.
good shape. And then, you know, we go from there,
But that's
That's
attractive.
excellent, John,
Yeah.
And then
excellent,
I wonder
Yeah.
if you go a step further and add,
yeah,
right? You can find out
Perfect.
supplies that are needed.
Sure.
right,
Absolutely.
right, yeah,
Absolutely.
excellent.
No, this
Beautify
one's ending.
Londonderry, we
Huh?
are
This
just,
one's ending in 2 minutes.
yeah,
Oh, for God's sakes.
yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
but there's another one in here.
There's another one over there. There's another one in here?
Yes,
Yes,
there's a meeting
I
here,
think
that's why
it's
we
the
have to.
recreation is in here next, so we're finishing up. Is there anyone else who has anything? No? Karen?
No, I don't think.
Okay. All right,
I
so
don't.
I think, we
You
can
have my
call
email,
for
so also-
adjournment. Can somebody?
Yes.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second,
Awesome.
please.
We are adjourned.